Novelty Plectrum alert. I'm on the PMC stand, or rather an offshoot of it. I'm pressing the wrong button here. Downstairs at the Indulgence Show. This is Richard, who's here to teach people about, well, he's a guitar teacher, but also it's about playing the output of these lovely loudspeakers. So what are the model of these active studio-style monitors you're sat in between on? What are these called? Now you're asking. The main point is they sound extremely crisp.
Yeah, so the idea of the PMC speakers, these are now the industry understood to be the finest monitoring speakers. So whether you're in Abbey Road or Metropolis Studios, currently today these are the referencing speakers that everybody would want to be heard to make sure they're getting the right sound.
And to prove this, you're basically playing a bit of blues or having other people play stuff and then playing it back and going, listen to the difference. There's none you're going to tell.
I've been told these are 226s.
These are the 226s. Play us some stuff, dude, and then play us it back. Let's hear these speakers do their thing.
What we're going to create is the artist's experience. So rather than hearing it from the finished end result,
yeah,
we want to hear the best, smoothest, most honest sound from these speakers.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. We're going to rebuild the studio situation and then we can hear back what we've done.
Layers of music here at the Indulgence Show. Maybe we'll hear the music in the background as well. The elephant in the room is this geezer's badass. I say, chap, you're really rather good at that.
Well, now what we can do...
That's like, cop this. It wasn't quite Jimi Hendrix jumping on the chair at Woodstock, mate, but bloody hell, no, you're damn fine.
They wouldn't let me have the matches today. So we have...
Dude.
No, what we can do,
out.
we can play that back. And then we're able to mix and hear a real genuine sound of what we've just created.
Wow.
So whether we're singing through it or drumming through it, it allows us to isolate also any instrument we need to
Oh, we won't hear you when you're facing the other way so well. I'm not sure we lost your voice there. Saying it allows you to isolate.
So we're going to isolate the drums so you can hear any instrument you need. We get a nice, honest sound of anything just through the mix.
For those Muso fans going, boy, fat boy, show us a flipping screen, for God's sakes. This is the chunk of what this is about. Now we're talking about music rather than the monitors, and that, but wasn't that the actual point?
The idea is this is where it starts.
Absolutely.
This is where the journey starts.
Make music with PMC. Thanks ever so much, you're an absolute star. That was bloody awesome. Cheers. Okay, well, Indulgence Show 2017. This is GIK Acoustics Standard. Well, this is that thing that instead of sitting at the mixing desk and twiddling a dozen knobs, you move the microphone closer to the singer. Instead of wrestling with bloody room equalisation, why not make your room a little less flipping evil? There's the sage nod of agreement from a gentleman who sells, acoustic treatment as against transference products. Transference is soundproofing, is not hearing it somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is about how it sounds in the room, Lucas, yes?
Exactly, yeah. We're trying to basically, you could say linearize your listening environment.
Yes.
Make it, yeah.
And sat to the right of this fabulous, stage left. This image of Jimmy, that is an absorptive panel, I take it.
That is a broadband absorber. It's basically our 242 panel, which is about 6.7 centimeters in depth.
Uh-huh.
It has a backward frame system, so it's a 5 centimeter absorber, and then it has a little frame on the back.
So you've got greater depth. So this is loads more absorption than would merely be showing on the wall.
Exactly. You
Gotcha.
got air flowing in the back, and
Uh-huh.
we got a little airbag in most of our panels if we can.
There's a man struggling to explain the broadband frequency, width, absorptive capabilities of a fabulous product. This sounds like this is more than just a bit of Helmholtz resonation panel. You've got all kinds of stuff in there.
We got all kinds of
Different
stuff.
absorptive materials.
Yeah, well, we do work with mostly NALF materials in Europe and the US too. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're trying to we go with mineral wool on most of our products.
Yes.
We do have some products that work tuned and with resonation, and then we obviously have a lot of diffusion. As you can see around me, most of these products do diffuse or
Yes,
scatter.
especially that
in some kind of
lovely
way.
piece of kit behind your head there. That's just
That is
awesome.
Up there is our Gotham Skyline diffuser. It's,
Yes.
it goes from 1,250 up to about 9K in diffusion.
So
it
all
has
of
a
those
good
frequencies
range.
that would just ring and sound really horrible in your room, like my voice,
Exactly.
you can just squash. Lucas, thank you so much. It's so cool to see
You're welcome.
products is completely brilliant here, because this is really about what you, if you're a real audiophile and you care about your environment, you're gonna need to consider some of this.
Yes. If people are interested, you can always contact us, GIK Acoustics, and we do advice for free.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Lucas. Cheers.
welcome.
Adam Rayner, Talk Audio TV at the Indulgence Show, nagging Push, a gentleman who's got a crucial cog to this fabulous thing called, Electronic Sound, the electronic music magazine.
There it is.
I just got completely to third take because, well, we're over the road from some of the most important sites in British music history. 3 of them, not just 2. The Hammersmith Palais, the first place I ever pushed a box. The legendary Odeon, named after several different things, currently called the Labatt's Apollo. It's not. It's the Odeon, all right. And of course, the Clarendon, mate. 999, the Barracuda's Actifit. I was on monitors and I had to have a big stick on the mixing desk saying Universal Attitude Adjuster. They danced, they pogo, they frankly gobbed upon each other. It was horrid. But this was all happening in a similar era to the music that you love the best, which was the electronica of the 80s and the purveyors of it since. Yes, Push.
Indeed, for the likes of.
Oh, mate, who's
This
just
is
got an
new.
album out?
New album out?
Number 2 in the
Number 2 in the
charts.
charts,
It's
I know.
like, mate.
I know.
I remember the Laserium in London's Planetarium. Cars was one of the most important tracks they played. So tell us about your magazine, because it isn't just the music and the people, but it's also some ordnance as well. It's about the equipment they're using too, isn't
It
it?
is. It's a bit about the gear, a bit about the producers, a bit about the artists. So, electronic music of all kinds, going right back to back to the 50s, if you like, post-war stuff.
Wow.
Pierre Henry and people like that. Kraftwerk are Beatles. That's the way we describe it, really.
Goosebumps, man. Goosebumps.
Kraftwerk are Beatles. I suppose Gary Newman's are what?
Yes.
Pink Floyd? No, maybe
Weiße
not. Maybe that's
Streifen,
Finley.
Wunderrand. Oh, mate, yes, this is dear to my heart.
Excellent.
Dude, I am
Excellent.
so going to have to take
But,
it. Yes.
but must be said, we also cover a lot of the new electronic stuff as well. So people like Hannah Peel, Mary Epworth, all the current stuff as well. So it's old and new.
And of course, that said, there's going to be a little element of your own editorial direction going in there musically as well. So
There is.
Yes.
So, which is why we can do things like
here goes reaching for a publication.
Flaming Lips on the cover, who aren't really an electronic band, but they make very interesting music. So that's what it's about, really.
Cool.
So some of the post-punk stuff we write about as well. People like Wire, not an electronic band per se, but make very, very interesting music. They're certainly not a rock band. That's why
Yes.
they belong with us.
Yes.
So yeah, it's music of all interesting and experimental kinds.
And is there a website we can come and find you at the easiest?
There is electronicsound.co.uk.
You heard it here first. Thank you so much, Bush.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, a slightly strange one for my fat self. Adam Rayner here at the Indulgence Show 2017. Very close to some serious heritage in British music over the road there. These gentlemen are from an outfit called Brown and Hudson. He says, looking up and rereading the thing because I've got a short-term memory like a golfer. Well, the one thing you don't want to say to these chaps is concierge or travel agent. You'll see pain on their faces. Like, just for God's sakes. Tell us exactly what you guys do, because you organise travel as a basic description of what you do, but in a very, very different way. It's utterly unique from what I've learned so far. So, what do you guys actually do?
Well, it's an excellent question, Adam. Very simply, we take travel at a conceptual level and play around with it to solve people's problems. Now, for most people, travel is going somewhere, seeing some stuff, and coming home, or going somewhere and having an experience and coming home. And we believe that travel can be used to do a great deal more than that. So for example, if you came to us to tell us that your kids didn't want to travel with you anymore because they were of a certain age,
You're too uncool.
we might say, You're too uncool. Or we might say, well, it's not really about where you should go next, but how you should travel. And then what we do is we look at what is engaging and so compelling for the kids, and we look at their computer games and we take learnings and insights from that, and we'd say, okay, well, probably what you need to do next is to make your next trip a game. And so we're gamifying travel in a concept that we call the great game. Then there are other problems, for example, a midlife crisis.
Hello.
Yes, and
I know about that.
It may be that you want to experience the really remote. You've got a really adventurous spirit and adventurous soul, and you want to get out right into the most remote wildernesses you can imagine. But actually,
I don't quite have the minerals for it. I've got a mate who scuba dives in liverboards, and the pictures are amazing, but the effort.
Exactly, and you don't want to sacrifice those creature comforts.
Yes.
So we'll take you to the middle of the Darien Gap between Panama and Colombia. But actually, if you want a cold beer at the end of the evening, then we'll take care of that too. So those little things,
yes.
those ways that people will define their own version of luxury. That's where we come in, and really the degrees that we go to in our planning, everybody says they're bespoke, but we really take it to the extreme. So even in the way that we present the itinerary, if you want your itinerary presented by the in a private performance by the National Ballet in Cuba, or if you want to go scuba diving with Fidel.
I was just being impressed and panning down to the hardback publication you create, having done, you said, between 90 and 100 hours of homework before you actually plan this for them?
As a minimum, yeah.
Wow.
It's people's most precious time. So in planning travel, we believe that 90 hours is the minimum you should invest. It's a creative process. It's meticulous attention to detail so that the result is worthy of people's precious holiday time. It's not about selling you a hotel room, selling you a flight, selling you a
it's
car,
boring.
Which is
People
basically
can do that
boring.
themselves. They can get their PA to do that.
Internet. Yes,
Exactly. Where we come in is where to get their marriage blessed by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, if that's what they would like to do.
You guys were telling me about your background as well, because you've done astonishing things to actually end up doing this. It wasn't just from there, but it was expedition organising.
I planned experiential, which is a bit of a buzzword, but again, genuinely experiential and educational travel to South America, so specifically Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Argentina.
Whoa.
And I'd never visited any of those places until
No,
about
really?
10 years ago.
You
Didn't
got
speak
some
a word of
cojones,
Spanish.
sir.
That's how I
Wow.
got, which is a very different end of the scale to what we do today, but that's my background.
And over here, I spent about 13 years actually creating trips, first on a computer somewhere, then in country, going to compare this incredible estancia to this other one and thinking about this walk versus another walk, so creating travel experiences and then leading them. So I'd go back with the clients personally to lead them on the experience, and what that has done is sensitize me to the value of people's time and how attention to detail and meticulous choreography are things that people should be thinking about when they're planning travel experiences.
And we still do that. So for certain clients, we will go out and we will run through their trip, and we will meet every single person. Well, this is a default. Every single person that those clients will encounter during that trip, we'll meet them, we'll brief them, we'll talk to them, and we will run through that entire trip before they even arrive.
That's so cool. We just went and stayed somewhere absolutely lovely in the Lake District. It was a mind-crushingly expensive suite with a permanent outdoor bit and a fizzy bath, and last working there was just vexed that we were going to be late because there'd been a toxic spill on the motorway. She was more bothered about. You would have prevented that.
Was that the Gilpin by any chance? Where were you staying? Do you remember?
Oh, this was the Windermere Suites, the funkiest self-catering, B&B in the Lake District, apparently. It was bloody awesome. It was gorgeous. But bless them, the last working there was a little bit more interested in her time of day than ours. So I don't know. Hey, they're not making this video to be mean about someone else's business. It's not it. You guys would have prevented that. And there was no reason why I should be grumpy. I'm a grumpy, middle-aged, 55-year-old fat geezer, but you would have planned that out.
Well, we have
a
good example there, actually,
Yes.
and this is a trip that I believe Philippe planned, and it was in Colombia.
Yes.
This client was really into cycling. He's a guy who owns his own private jet. He's from New York.
Yes.
Every few months, he brings 12 buddies along to do epic cycling trips in different parts of the world. And Philippe went out to recce this trip beforehand and realised that actually some of the roads in rural Colombia are not in the best condition.
Yes.
And we found a novel solution. That was actually repaving the road, wasn't it?
Yep.
So those
You
are the
repaved a Colombian road or had it done for a client?
We had it done specifically because we realised that at about 12 o'clock he was going to be biking along this particular a stretch of road
And the motorcycle.
that was tree covered. The light was coming through the trees, and he wouldn't actually see the potholes. And because
It can be very dangerous.
which
I
is
think,
super
I think you
dangerous.
just communicated the depth to which you got. That is just awesome, guys. I don't think we can top that. Thank you so much. What's the website for the worthy to come and consider you?
The website is brownandhudson.com. Alternatively,
No fat
you
on
could look out in February for this book, which is called Revisit the New Art of Luxury Travel, where we take everything we've learnt over the past 23 years
Published.
from working with different clients
Yes.
and share those insights so that everyone can get more from their travel time and
Yes.
so that everyone can think differently about all the possibilities of travel and what travel could be.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. I came to the Indulgence Show expecting to find something absolutely out-flaming outrageous that I might just want but not be able to necessarily afford, and my God, if I found it. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to definitely have to do some homework and look on along in there what you guys are doing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Adam.
Adam.